college sports right now in limbo. And there's some real issues here, the college football playoffs and the haves and the have-nots. It's going to get uglier. My college football source told me this morning that we are expanding in 2026, that the college football playoff committee will go to 16 teams. But keep an eye on this, because the SEC and the Big Ten want 4 teams, guaranteed 4 teams. They want half of the playoffs, and then you're going to have 2 from the ACC, 2 from the Big 12, and then we work our way down to 1, per other conferences in there. Notre Dame is going to get in there. Like, Notre Dame is never joining a conference. If there was any thought, any hope, it's not happening, because all they have to do is win 10 games. They're one of the 16 teams, and they don't have to share that money with anybody. But that's what's happening. And they control their schedule. And now it looks like Lincoln Riley doesn't want to play Notre Dame anymore. I think we're going to go to Notre Dame USC. This might be the last time they play.
Oh, good call.
Yeah, I think we just bring the show to South Bend. Who's up for that? Who wants to go?
A couple
of
days.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
That's one.
All right. Yeah. I think it's in October. Does that sound right? Maybe mid-October.
Lovely.
So, yes, Marvin.
I just saw October 18th.
Okay. All right. That would be mid-October.
Yep.
Maybe we take the show. We roll on campus there.
That's week
and taking
8.
the sights and week 8. Okay. Yes, Paul?
I saw that on Thursday. So you mentioned, I had a couple hours ahead of it, the 12-team college football playoff will move to a straight seeding model this fall, which, again, is going to reward the heavyweights and keep a team like Boise State from getting a bye week.
Well, they can't have automatic qualifiers. That's the problem I had. Arizona State, Boise State never should have been, they call them AQs. It should be the best teams. And if you want Vegas to handicap that, or whatever you do with the system, but you can't say, well, you won your conference, you get an automatic bid. Well, winning the SEC and winning the Mountain West is a whole lot different. And I think that's what, Greg Sankey, who is basically the commissioner of college football, is saying. We get 4, Big Ten gets 4. Now, if you cap it at that, okay. Like, I'm okay with that. I mean, let's be fair to the Big Ten and the SEC. But, the SEC, maybe there's a ninth conference game. Well, they don't want to do a ninth conference game if it means that could knock you out of the playoffs. If you have a ninth and you're guaranteed 4 teams and you're one of the 4, then you're going in. But, I saw where Nebraska canceled theirs with Tennessee. I think they had a game with Tennessee. I want more of those games. I don't want Wofford in there. I want to make sure that, and this is why I wish that you could have somebody who does scheduling like the NFL does. And let's say you did scheduling. Now, you can't do it for, 100 teams, but it would be great to have that where you have a schedule release party where you find out who's playing who, where they're playing, and maybe we'll get there. Well, we will get there, hopefully in my lifetime. Yes, Paul.
Dan, you said you couldn't have someone do that. You really probably could with college football, because if you left the 9 games, let's say everybody plays 12 regular season games. 9 of them are kind of automated with the conference. That person who's doing the scheduling is really scheduling September. They're really maybe an extra game in November, that bye week. But if you said that the out-of-conference schedule will be run by a central office, everybody wins.
Yeah, but I wonder about NIL or the transfer portal. That, let's say I think that this school is going to be really good next year and they end up losing 5 players or they lose their quarterback. Then it's harder, I think, to say, boy, that would have been a great matchup last year. But I hope we get a schedule maker. That would be great. If you think about it, college football would be these matchups would not be based on, hey, we need a sacrificial lamb. Hey, we're playing our big rival the following week. If you're playing 12 games, let's play great schedules here. And I know that who's going to be hurt most is the smaller schools, because their athletic budget might depend on losing to Alabama by 50. I understand that. But college football's got to decide, like, what are you? Like, what do you want to be? Because we keep trying to stay behind this student-athlete mask, and it's not there anymore. This is big business, treat it as big business, and then decide what you're going to do with the other programs. I still think relegation would be awesome. I think having a major one person or a group that schedules games for everybody, that would be fun as well. I don't know if we're going to get there anytime soon, but I do think, as my source said, we're moving ahead to 16 teams in 2026 and no automatic qualifiers. At least that's what they're hoping for.